Let's hear from the coach. This is Behind the Beard with Bobby Smirniotis, Forge FC head coach and sporting director. Now, the woman who takes us there, here's Mackenzie Barwell on the Forge Audio Network.
Here we go.
Best is somehow my son had one of these on Sunday.
A microphone?
Like the foam?
Maybe it was the foam, but he had it on top of something.
Oh, really?
I think Nico brought down the microphone to the thing. So I wouldn't be surprised.
No, it was on Sunday when there was the tournament.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because at one point he was running around talking to me and he had this in his hand. And I'm like,
What?
I never asked him. I figured it out later. You know when you see something but you're not paying attention and then it's like, why
Then
did he
later,
have that?
you're like, hold on.
Yeah, what was going on?
Two worlds colliding.
All right.
Your son on Behind the Beard. Okay, week 23.
Yes.
Here we go.
No chance, 22.
Week 23 for sure.
Is it? All right.
Come on.
You're going to have to edit it.
Yeah, true. Okay, if it's wrong, then it's wrong.
I only do one take.
True. Okay, how was your Thanksgiving? I know you had practice yesterday, so not necessarily the longest weekend, but still.
No, it's been a busy weekend. We just had Thanksgiving lunch here today.
Oh, did you?
With the team, yeah.
Nice.
With the Tie Cats being off yesterday, we pushed everything today, so I guess they can make all the turkeys for everyone all at once.
Fair enough.
So that was very good. And on Sunday, I was here at Tim Hortons Field for most of the day. There was a Forge FC festival with young teams taking part in a little tournament. A lot of local clubs that we work with. That was a great event.
Yeah.
So I was out there watching a lot of those matches. So
your son doing a sideline interview
for
some reason?
My son apparently had one of these microphones on his hand, and my oldest son was taking part in the event too.
Yeah, nice.
So it was a nice day to sit back and watch some action.
That's a nice Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Not bad.
I heard a rumor you don't like turkey. Is that a real thing?
That is a little bit of a real thing.
What the heck is up with that? What did you eat for lunch today then?
Turkey. Well, it was there.
So
Gotta have some.
Okay, that's fair.
Not my preferred choice.
That's crazy. So what's, in your opinion, best part of a Thanksgiving meal? Because to me, it's like, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes, the turkey. But if you don't like the turkey, then it's like, what?
The prime rib.
Oh, prime rib.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had that for Thanksgiving before.
That's what I had yesterday.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, nice.
Right.
Is it like in addition to turkey, or is it
Well,
just?
I think turkey is in addition to the prime rib.
Oh, okay. The prime rib is like the main.
Yes, that's the main thing.
Dish.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. Oh. I guess. Noah, I was talking to Noah this morning.
There's always a turkey involved.
Of course.
Always.
Of course.
But great for sandwiches.
Turkey.
Turkey's great for a club sandwich.
Not on its own, though?
No.
I was going to say Noah got defensive this morning because he said smoked turkey is good. He said everyone's complaining about turkey being dry, but smoked turkey is good. So.
Well, that was his first time having it, so somebody tried it differently, and we had that discussion yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Did you really?
Yes.
Was there
Turkey was on topic.
Was there anyone else on your side?
A few people, yeah.
That's shocking to me.
Yeah.
Corey, can you please chime in?
Here's a question. And I heard this recently. You go to restaurants?
Yeah.
Who has turkey on the menu?
That's true. Not many. Okay. Honestly, I stand corrected. Okay.
See, making you think.
Yeah, you are.
It makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like there's
Any
nothing
type
special.
of restaurant. You go to a high-end restaurant.
But, chicken. Okay. Now we're getting really into it. Chicken and turkey. What's the difference? I'm sorry.
Turkey's dry.
So is chicken.
No.
You cook chicken.
No.
This is crazy.
Apparently, this is a show about FC.
Let's get into the topics today. First,
Yes.
let's talk about this weekend. When do you guys travel to Calgary?
Thursday.
And then do you train still in the morning?
Yeah, we'll train here on Thursday, and then we'll leave in the evening.
Oh, okay.
To get in late Thursday evening, and then we got the whole day Friday ahead of us.
Nice.
And we'll have a training session out there just to see the condition of the pitch. Obviously, when going to play in places like Calgary and Halifax,
yeah.
you want to be able to step on the pitch a little bit with the grass, and at this time of the year, just with weather conditions and different things, and it's a different surface.
So Cavalry is also grass?
Grass,
Didn't
yes.
realize. Okay, gotcha. And then is it one of those things where you leave right after again on Saturday night?
I believe our travel plans will be leaving late night on Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's fun times.
So you're either sleeping in a hotel or
Yeah, I guess you don't.
you're
really
in your
wanna
bed
stay
first thing in the morning.
there. My next question would be with regards to these next couple days of training. Is there anything that you're taking from that match against Atletico? What's the focus, or what are some things that you're reinforcing ahead of this weekend?
I think the biggest thing is the focus goes strictly to the opponent that we have in front of us. You know, the game this past weekend, it's an interesting one because you're not only playing the game, but you're also playing the result very closely. And, knowing what was going on in the other game, we knew we needed certain scores. Yes, of course, we wanted to win. And we created a lot of opportunities in that match to do it. It's unfortunate we go down, and then you just got to be careful, because you're playing fine margins. So you want to go after the goal, but you want to make sure that you don't give up that second one that could have cost us in that game. So it's an interesting game from that aspect. So you take the positives because we did create a lot, we did a lot, and then you take a little bit of parts of the game where we need to be better. But the biggest focus just switches because nobody remembers what happens in the past when it comes to the playoffs. It's about one game at a time here, and we've got a big one in front of us on Saturday, and if we can go in there and take care of business, we set ourselves up very well once again. Tough task, like always. Doesn't matter who you play in a playoff game because everyone knows what's on the line. It doesn't make a difference where you've finished in the standings and so on. This is about 90 minutes of football.
Like you said, it doesn't matter who you're playing. I think that's been a common theme in talking about former and upcoming matchups. One of the biggest points of emphasis being not necessarily focusing so much on the opponent and more so yourselves, your style of play, each player honing in on what they're good at, putting their weaknesses in their pockets and zipping them up. So I wanted...
You've been paying attention.
I've been
there
listening, all right? I have.
23 weeks.
Finally, something stuck, right? Okay, so... a question for you, I guess, now at this point in the season, having gotten this far, and what's the process like in terms of mending the team together in a way with, different players with different technical abilities and personalities? What's the process like to kind of make it a cohesive... Does that make sense, the cohesiveness of the group?
Yeah, obviously it's by not changing a lot week to week. That allows the group to be always cohesive. It allows each and every player is always involved. Like everyone in a training session, which makes them as prepared as possible, always to compete in a game. Because the one thing we haven't had this year a lot in comparison to the past years is a lot of stability in the lineup. There's been a lot of, whether it's little injuries, a couple of long-term injuries, national team call-ups. We've been hit with, a little bit of a bug lately with guys missing out on days of training. So it's been a strange... not only season, but a strange last 2 months that we've had. So you got to keep everyone as prepared as possible. Not changing things week from week makes it very easy for players just to step in and out, and you're able to get the best from them. And we see that week in, week out with the guys, asking players to step in maybe after not having played a couple of weeks or in a couple of games, and they come in, slot into the lineup, and do an excellent job. And I think that's what you need. That's what you need when you go into these games, because I always say that sometimes there's the unlikely heroes when it comes to these matches, and we've seen that before with our teams. So we need everyone prepared.
Like you said, not having the most stability in terms of the lineup, but looking at these past couple seasons, you still have those core guys who have so much experience in the playoffs and having success in the playoffs. So what kind of advantage do you think that gives you guys going into the end of this season?
Yeah, I think it gives a good confidence amongst the group. The players are able to draw on their experiences, and that's important because experiences usually mold what you're doing in the future, whether you're on the field or off the field. But it's also the one thing we talk about. It's, we all have contracts as professionals. One thing we don't have a contract with is trophies. So that comes through hard work. So we need to use those experiences, but not also just rely on them. Saying if we've done it before, of course we're going to do it again. Because that's that can boomerang and go the wrong way on you. So you always want to build off of them. It gives you a lot of confidence going into these games in knowing what's at stake. Knowing playing risk-free is very important, and just being as aggressive as possible, whether you're on the ball or off the ball. And I think that's one thing this group and our core group has learned over the years.
knowing what's at stake, we've got 2 CONCACAF spots up for grabs in the CPL, the first already being given to the regular season winners, Cavalry, and now obviously whichever team takes home this North Star Cup. So is it fair to say, do you think, that even though the playoffs are an extension of the regular season, because of not only the format, but of course it's like they're knockout games at the end of the day, they're one-offs, so is it almost comparable to a cup competition? Like, is there an approach that changes, or?
It depends on the context of cup. It's playoffs, like every other playoff situation. It's the beauty of our league. You know, you play through a season to find the champion in a playoff format, and that's what we're playing here. And yeah, it's from a cup level. It's because it's one and done.
Right.
You know, there's no playoff series where you're playing best 2 out of 3 or so on. But what you know is you've got 2 games in the best case scenario to be able to get yourself another trophy. And for us, what's been the most important thing for our club this year is to be able to put Forge back into the Champions League or the Champions Cup as of next year. You know, we've given ourselves a good opportunity of doing that, where we've finished and having this game on Saturday, because we know that could be one game that puts you into a final and gets you one step closer to the goal.
Yeah.
Because trophies is something we'll always chase and have, but a big desire of this group and the group going forward into next year is to be able to compete on the continental stage again. You know, it's one thing that we've missed this year after having won last season. Once again, it's that we missed out on that continental tournament this year because of the restructuring of CONCACAF and their events. I think it's something that was missing from the guys, and maybe that spark that we usually had from that tournament, you know, maybe took away a little bit from what we were doing in the season as well. So we know its importance, and we want to make sure we try and do it again for ourselves, for the team, and obviously for our supporters.
Yeah, well, obviously you've been involved in that in previous years, so you could probably tell the difference that it makes coming into a season when you don't have it. But anyways, I mentioned I talked to Noah earlier today, and he and I were talking about the formatting of playoffs and just the reality of you win, you go on, you lose, and in your situation, you have another opportunity to play the winner of 3, 4, 5, but that's not really the focus here. What does it take to be successful in these kinds of situations? Because obviously you're 4 for 4 so far in terms of CPL finals.
Focus and concentration. You know, everything else, we can talk about the tactics, and we do a very good job at that. But in the end, it's focus and concentration on all the little things in a match. Because, you know, what will become important in these games are the throw-ins, the quick free kicks, and all of those things where there can be a lower level of concentration. You know, that moment as a team where you go and try and breathe for a few seconds, those can be crucial in you finding the opponent in a level of low concentration,
lapse of judgment,
or them finding you in that situation. And we've seen that year after year in these big games, and I think that's what makes the biggest difference. Do
you think it's fair to say, too, that like sometimes these games can get cagey just because there is so much on the line? More teams can tend to be hesitant and wait for the opposition to make a mistake?
Yeah, 100%. You know, you go into this game on Saturday, and we're a team with a lot of confidence in these games. We're going on the road to play. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure on the home team. Yeah. To be able to try and make sure they win that game in front of their home crowd. It's not something you like to do in a playoff situation, especially playing against Forge. So there's a different, mental component that goes into it, and that usually drives the game into being something of a little bit of a stalemate. Now, that could be different, and it all depends on each team's tactics, whether they decide to be an aggressive team, whether they decide to sit a little bit lower, or whether we decide to sit a little bit lower or be more aggressive. And that's the beauty of these games. It's that you've played each other 4 times already in the season, and you may see something totally different in this game coming up.
Yeah, that's true. My brain. Anything can happen.
Stressed there, Mackenzie?
I'm stressed. I'm not gonna lie. I need to be composed. I'm composed. Okay, so what? We got two more days until you're off on the plane. Okay, because you like the window seat, right?
No.
No,
aisles.
You like the aisle seat.
Aisles.
And you don't sleep either on the flight.
Ever.
This is just so weird for that. Sorry, it's true. Who knows a guy who would prefer the aisle seat and also doesn't sleep? Okay.
Corey,
wow,
behind the camera.
I'm losing 2-1.
Yeah.
You prefer the aisle seat?
Yeah. What are you gonna do in the window? You need to get up.
Look out.
You need to tap 2 people on their shoulder. They're sleeping. You need to wedge yourself through. Yeah.
I would just.
You're in the aisle. I don't sleep, so I can get up 10 times.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
get
Fine.
up, sit down.
What do the guys do on the plane ride?
Sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Most of them are knocked out the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I can.
Watch movies,
Yeah.
but a lot of them sleep. On the longer ones, they're out. Since I don't sleep, I usually
can
get
watch
up once or twice. I'll walk up and down the aisle, and they sleep.
Go for your normal laps
Yes.
around the plane.
Yes.
Okay, well, enjoy that. I'll be thinking about you while you get hit by people walking down the aisle.
Not the most enjoyable when you're not sleeping in an uncomfortable seat, but
you're doing this to yourself.
how does he get more comfortable in the window?
You can like
Could cause a problem to my neck for 4 hours.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Week 24 next week. We'll
Sounds
call it
good.
there.
This has been Behind the Beard with Mackenzie Barwell and Bobby Smyrniotis. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.